Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all having a great and amazing day today. And guys, boy do we have some news today. Well, not something super crazy. While Tesla is announcing their earnings tomorrow, and I wanted to kind of break down and talk about what's going on with this stock, answering that question of should you buy it. So let's pull this bad dog up, TSLA. Now, one of the main reasons why I love this, one, starting off just on the price point. The stock has sold off from $414 all the way down to about $252. Now looking at it as we zoom in here, you guys will see a couple of things. We'll remove these to make it a little clearer to see. So looking at it here, you guys will notice that Tesla recently has had a little tendency to start using this green line, which represents the 90 moving average line, as some sort of support. You guys will notice it clarified it here, it hit it once, curled in here, it hit that 200, got buying pressure, hit it twice, 3 times, 4 times. So now, right now, Tesla is looking at a decent opportunity on a possible swing trade. Now, one of the issues that we face as traders and even investors is trying to buy it at a good price, but you don't want to buy it going into an earnings report. And that's kind of what we have tomorrow. Tomorrow is the big earnings day. Now there is some things a lot of investors are getting worried about here. So they are nervous. Some investors are watching the profit margins. Some investors are watching deliveries, and some investors are watching self-driving capabilities for their cars here. But for me, what I am looking at here is revenue. I want to see that revenue continue to grow. In the past earnings, they announced a 47% increase, which is awesome, and that was about 24.9 billion, which is so much money. But another thing that we have seen slowly starting to slip is that profit margin. The profit margin is down about 18.7%. 18.7%, bringing it to 10.8. And the reason why we're seeing a little decrease in profit margin with Tesla is because they've cut their prices on their cars. That's pretty much it. To stay relevant, to stay afloat, to bring in capital, to bring in revenue, they cut their price to their cars. Obviously, when a car company that was once charging, that just say $50,000, a car, is now charging 45, obviously that $5,000 goes somewhere and it's out of their profit margin. So that's kind of what I expect. I expect that to not, it's probably going to be the same realistically. But overall, guys, I do think if you're looking to invest into Tesla, I think it all comes down to time frame. Right now is a risky time to invest. If Tesla announces great earnings, we're in a great spot to see this thing start squeezing up, hitting $300. Very, very, very confident in that statement. And I know it sounds crazy, but I am. The reason why we're on heavy support, and on top of that, we've seen a decent amount of sell-off from their highs. So a lot of investors are looking for this next pump, that next move. You guys will see we tried to hit it before, hitting 299, but all it takes is one good announcement to get this thing fueling again, just like it did in here. On top of that, if we go back and we just look at previous earnings, right? If we zoom out, you guys will see a couple of things. All right, so Tesla and earnings. Down here, you guys will see their earnings report here. I want to make sure we are good. If you guys can hear me, I appreciate the comment, brother. But I wanted to show you guys one thing here. I'm just making sure we are good here. So what I wanted to show you is every time Tesla announces an earnings, right? You guys will see they announced an earnings right here. You have any good food today? No, I do not. I did not have any. Actually, I did. I did have some good food today. It's my wife's birthday, and she got us some pizza, or I picked up some pizza for her and us, but it was pretty good. But all right, looking back here on Tesla, in their earnings report, you guys will see almost every time they announce an earnings, within a couple of days after, we get a tendency to get buying pressure. All right, so let's go ahead and look here. So you guys will see earnings right here, buying pressure. All right, as we continue to go, earnings, buying pressure. Right here, earnings. You guys will see short-term buying pressure, and then within the next month, buying pressure. This one here, actually, this one here, you guys will see we did have a little short-term buying pressure there. This one here, a little short-term buying pressure here. This one here, a little short-term buying pressure here. This one here, a little short-term buying pressure. And this short-term, what I mean is like 5% gain. This one here, buying pressure. Right here, buying pressure. So just looking back at, previous earnings, earnings always for Tesla does represent a good time to invest. It historically does. You guys will see, we've seen a couple of good ones. Obviously, this one here wasn't the greatest just because they did announce some bad profit margin, all that stuff. But honestly, looking out in 2, 5, 10 years, I would not be surprised if we see Tesla hitting 450, 500, even 650 a share, just because of how strong their numbers are. They have such a competitive advantage in the electric auto space. And all these other car companies are pretty much following what Tesla's doing. I know that's a broad statement too. I get it, but it's pretty much the truth. That's just what I think. That's just what I think here. And if we look at some of their analysis here, you guys will see. Where are we at here? We can go here. All right, so their analysis here, summary financial. Okay, right here. You guys will see, their EPS is looking at a 3.6. Their revenue here, you guys will notice, we're expected a pretty good revenue. You guys will see it's up 51% from 2022, which is great. So, I just think Tesla right now, for me, is an absolute bargain. Yes, I'm going to continue to buy Tesla. I love the stock. I love the company. And obviously, I'm not just investing into Tesla. I'm investing into Elon. He's a modern day Henry Ford. And I just think that looking back in the next 5, 10, 15 years, we're going to be just wishing we would have bought more shares of Tesla. But, yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments here. But yeah, that's just kind of what I think's going on. I do think Tesla is an absolute beast of a stock. And you guys will see textbook resistance support here. So we'll see what happens with this one though, guys. We will. Tomorrow's going to be a special day. It's right in this middle ground where we could see it start swinging down to support, which would be fine, honestly, because I can buy it at just a more affordable price, or we could start seeing this thing pump up, and all the shares that I got, we're going to be looking pretty strong here. One thing I do like about Moomoo is you can literally look at all this stuff, guys. Their financial statements, 21% in Q2. Just looking here. So, do you suggest buy and hold? Yeah, I do. I think that's the best approach. I mean, as of right now, I do think I do think a good strategy, obviously, dollar cost averaging. That's what I do. But if you're gonna try to, do Tesla's drive well in the snow, and how is the battery in cold weather? So I do think right now Tesla for me is it's still a buy. I would buy it and hold it. Now, I do think a good strategy would be to dollar cost average it. Just you're investing consistently, and if this thing starts tanking down, which it could, just because if they announce the bad earnings, which they easily could, just because of interest rates, inflation, and they've cut their price, and that pretty much means their profit margin is going to be reduced. But I wouldn't be surprised. But if I was going to invest, I would try to buy. If I was going to try to buy and hold in just one price, I would try to buy near and around 228. This would be that price. That 200 a lot easier to drive in the snow, and they're very, very heavy, which is good. So Teslas are just heavy just because of their weight of their battery, which will mean stay happy, stay safe out there. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. We're going to be going live almost every single day around this time. So subscribe so you guys can stay up to date on all the live streams. So guys, we'll see you guys later.